Yes, good old TJ.
I want to put him at A+.
No, he's no higher than A to me too. He's a very good buster crit, single target saber. And with the added benefit, if you're going against a demonic enemy, he does more damage as well.
His NP kind of hits like a wet noodle, a little bit. It's certainly wet noodle-ish.
Yeah,
like
it's not the old. Well, yeah, it's actually the old values. So he needs that. Definitely. I mean, the fact if it's extra damage to demonic enemies, then he's fine. But by himself, definitely still needs some help. I could have swore this man.
I'm feeling guilty.
No.
It's my waifu.
No, he only got an animation of fate.
They need to look at him again, especially because he's a mainstay of Lost Boat 4.
Yeah, mainstay of also America. You know, but they didn't really touch him, even though they've touched everybody else from America.
That's a damn shame.
Like literally everybody else from America.
Next, Saber. That didn't make me feel better. Let's talk about Saber Shiki.
Oh, you want to talk about like an easy A+ could be argued to be EX? That's Saber Shiki.
And that's I hate that I have to agree with you on that, but I like Shiki, so it's fine. That buff that she gets very soon, actually.
It's part of the reason why she's almost
wet noodle.
Sorry, is why she's almost EX. That's my bad.
I feel like she would be pretty much solid for A, an argument for A+ otherwise, but I feel like with the buff, easy A+. Because she does like the most damage with that shit.
Like she does some of the highest AoE damage because of that. Like I think for a bit she did.
Yeah, it's insane because already her attacks ignored defense, but now she charges MP damage, and now the damage value has gone up even further.
Yeah, she's got really high values on her steroids.
Not bad.
She certainly does still suffer from like cards not hitting as much. Like
yeah, one on the buster, 2 on the arts, and 4 on the quick. Looks like.
Yep. Really, really unfortunate in terms of that. But she does have connection to the root, which passively will just increase her damage on everything.
Which is
Saber Shiki.
That's a fucking CE. The CE does that, and she just has it as a passive.
She just has it as a passive.
But like, insane.
She has.
Is it on buff only gonna be for JP or is it gonna be for your name?
The utility of a party-wide gauge increase, which is very valued. She ignores defense buffs to all enemies. She has a rather high insta-kill percentage.
She also has a really high ass HP. She's tanky.
Yeah, she has some. She's really tanky. Like, she's easy A+.
Next, Saber! Next up, let's talk about Minonori.
It's looking like...
I want to argue. I want to argue so bad for EX.
So I'm gonna pause. So yeah, it's looking like that the AoE servants, like those kind of like take more priority, obviously, because they're hitting more targets. So like those are taking more priority on the tier list. Because I think Nero Bride is an AoE. I forgot they were saying AoE or is it a single target. But if it's an AoE, then it makes sense why she's EX because of all the stuff they said that she can do, basically, of what role she can play on a team. And then the fact that she's an AoE, she can, everything, right? So I'm guessing that's really like the main stuff for is like what takes priority over a lot of these tier lists. Like you could be a single hit servant, like Jalter or something like that, and probably still be like 8+ or something like that. But like EX just takes you over the top with that AoE and everything like that. I don't know. Kind of what I'm thinking. Just let me know comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? You know what I'm. All right. So anyway, let's get back to it. So play.
My heart of hearts, I want to do it.
I want to do it. Picks ago.
but you know I can't. Nope. You know I can't. Like I want to. Like every fiber of my being is like, dude, I knew I would go through this exact same thing when we were talking about Okita. So I was like, I was gonna go all in on you, on just making you feel that way to make myself feel better. But I'm like, he's A+. He can't be EX.
No, he can't.
It's impossible. He'll never reach that height, and I'm. Oh!
I mean,
dude, he got that really nice buff too.
Increases on crit damage 50 to 100%. It's not bad. It makes the skill better, but like
it's really good. It makes
passive
makes
ability
entire,
that's a CE. Wow,
everything
that's
in
really
his
good.
for one turn, right? First skill, 1 turn. Second skill, 1 turn. Third skill, 1 turn.
He's
right?
taking you down very quickly.
He is all about, I'm gonna hit you once, and you're not gonna get back up. He does his job very, very, very well. Like incredibly well. There's a reason why when you were talking about premier single target arts damage, the first 2 units that are talked about are Yagyu and Lancelot.
Munenori for sure, deserving. At the very least, I think he needs to be fucking next to Lancelot because it's, those two. You think it arch crits and sabers? You look at those.
For Okita.
Like, even like he didn't have a crit damage up before this. Like he just didn't. He just had 2 different attack ups. No, sorry, one attack up, 150% arts up, and that was it. And he still did some of the best single target arts damage. And now he just has a 100% 1-turn crit damage up. Like, okay.
Yeah, pretty damn good. It's gonna do way more damage. Next, Saber! Sigurd.
I don't know how to feel about him.
Sorry, my man was on the toilet, big dog.
Like, his upgrade does give him something. Now his MP actually does damage.
His MP does damage. His MP reduces the enemy's MP gauge by 1. That's really strong. That's actually not bad. Like, it's incredibly good utility. You're gonna want that. It keeps him in the fight longer. Makes it so
You're not getting that second wind.
Waste your guts.
Give you this haymaker and that's it. This Mike Tyson haymaker, this Muhammad Ali.
His first skill is, again, 3 attack for 3 turns. So you're essentially either 1 turn or 3 turns of that shit. And that really sucks.
It's essentially almost a dead skill.
There's also the fact that his 1 survivability skill is tied to his 1 steroid.
It's a couple weird things holding him back.
I don't know. I don't know. I legitimately don't know how to feel about him.
I feel like, well, I think the other thing you gotta add to the fact is that he's limited as well. So you're going all this for a 5-star, and unless you love Sigurd or you want to reunite Sigurd with Rin, you're getting a servant that's, I think for 5 stars they're just better ones. Next, Saber, Summer Meave.
Sigurd.
Thinking.
Like the feeling I had with Sigurd, I have it again with Meave.
Yeah, I guess for me.
And it's not even
Sigurd
Meave is
Sigurd.
bad. You know, Maeve's not bad. There's nothing bad about her. Like, I guess maybe the only thing really keeping her back is her attack stat and the fact she doesn't really have a steroid outside of her 3rd skill.
Not gonna lie, Sigurd's design so sick.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that the 2nd skill, lowering arts resistance, helps in a weird way.
I mean, it does technically count as a face card buff.
Because now that means her art card hit harder.
Because it would scale multiplicatively with the 3rd skill. I don't like her gimmick, personally.
The nice shot gimmick.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of.
Because like,
it's interesting.
I mean, it's interesting, but it's not consistent. So your damage with her is either going to be really good or really middling. And as a single target, I don't want that. I want to know what I'm getting, like, damage for damage, and I want it to be consistent, like, turn after turn, instead of, like, well, I'm either going to do 50k or 100k, and it's completely based off of RNG, random number generator, and I don't like that.
You know, that sounds like Caesar.
Yeah, but Caesar you can fuck with because of his HP values.
True. But I would say it's similar enough to where I think A is worthy, at the very least. I mean, you can see her in B for sure, but I don't know what you exactly would buff other than just giving her a steroid. Like, an actual, like...
I would just buff her NP damage.
I mean, that'd be all I can.
Or are they going to?
If she's one, I mean, I guess if we're doing it that way, If B is like your one buff away.
Where are they gonna put Astolfo up? Kind of curious.
Next, Saber. Going to Siegfried. You got a lot of buffs. You got a cool animation update.
Summer made.
2 buffs.
You did.
You got an MP buff and a buff on his 3rd skill.
Does that make him better than the person he's often confused with?
Makes him very B tier.
It's
You know,
it's a damn shame.
like, I don't say he's good. I will never say he's good. Right? People will get mad and be like, but he was so cool in an Apocrypha, or be like, I use him all the time with, like Georgios, and I'm like, that's the issue.
It's very, it's a
That's the issue right there. He's incredibly niche.
Yes.
His niche is where a lot of his damage comes in. His niche is where you see a lot of use from him. But you have to fuck around with his niche. You have to, like, go out of your way to make his niche really good. And as a base unit, that doesn't help him. That doesn't do him any favors. His attack stat is already rather low for a DPS unit.
I believe that's lower than Neve's, or about Neve level. Yeah, no, I think B is.
And the fact that his NP only hits once, right?
Yeah, hits once, even with the MP upgrade.
What? Nah, I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that either.
Still,
F the RNG. Nah, I'm good.
even
Nah.
hit more than once, I believe. Artoria Alter, I know.
Hits. Artoria's hits once. Artoria Alters hits like 3 times.
Yep.
But Artoria has like 3 steroids.
Next, Saber Suzuka. The JK Saber.
She's A. After her buff, she's A.
Oh yeah, yeah, she did get a buff. Fuck yeah. I have her MP5.
Yeah, she got 2 buffs. She got 2 buffs. One to her NP and one to her first skill. Her first skill still makes me mad because it's that, again, 3 times for 3 turns bullshit. But it's the fact that her crit star generation got buffed to 3 turns instead of 1 turn.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
good.
like she can now.
And the buffs only got to a B?
Generate her
Sheesh.
like on
Dragon
buff,
Slayer.
Which
She
is
has
good.
she has like a rather good attack stat. Her NP got the strengthening that she needed. Cause it hits 10 times.
Yeah, I heard Sig is like up there, like A plus EX type thing.
Like, really good damage. Because first turn, you know, NP 10 hits, generate as many crit stars as you can. You're also getting 3 turns of 40% crit damage up bare minimum because of overcharge, right? And then you also have her 3rd skill, which is generating NP per turn. So you can afford to not use arts cards or try to generate NP. You can like go for extra DPS. So like those buffs really makes her a really solid unit, but I wouldn't say she's like up there.
But she is better than what she was. If she didn't get those buffs, I'd say she's a beat for sure. But with the buffs, it actually did bump her up another tier. Plus, she's a Fox girl. Come on.
Yeah, the plus like I fetish, you know, Fox fetish.
Look, Suzuka's cute, all right, especially in the FGO Arcade Christmas version, which we'll probably never ever get. Next, Saber Deermood. Saber Deermood. Talk about someone that's kind of plain Jane but effective.
I don't know how to. He's not great.
I'm gonna put him in B for right now, but let's look at him.
Like, I know Saber Deermood pretty well.
Yeah, because you got him.
Because I got him.
Salt her with it.
Stupid
Salt her with the clutch.
unit. Eat my ass.
His first skill stacks multiplicatively already, a quick and an attack.
A
But
quick
it's
and
tied to
attack
his
up,
evasion.
but it's tied to his evasion, and it's
That's
only 1
fucked.
turn. And it's only 1 turn, right?
15 crit bomb with crit star absorption for 3 turns.
He has a defense up with an MP generation up, right? But he only has a single arch.
We're an hour into this, into me recording, and I'm still up. Crazy. So I know I'm into this.
Right, so like he's not gonna loop back to back like almost ever unless you crit, while Okita can do it face card.
Oh.
And like
On crit stars?
his NP does like nice damage, but the fact that he has an insta-kill effect
Oh,
on
even a
his
Buster card?
NP afterwards
yeah.
really lowers like his actual like damage output, because that could have been something else to help him. But the fact that it's an insta-kill and he has nothing else in his kit to insta-kill with just kind of makes it a dead effect.
And you can also rob of overcharge.
And it can rob of overcharge and overkill, which would actually be really important because he hits 10 times.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Next, Saber. Speaking of pretty boys, speaking of tanks, kinda.
Lam Ling Wang, solid A tier, solid A tier. You could say there's an argument for A+ because of his supportive abilities.
Definitely.
Like, I would have no problem. Like, I would have no problem putting him A+, but I just feel
No buffs. So the buffs in her situation really actually helped her. It wasn't like counterproductive like the other servant earlier in the list.
Like, just straight off rip, he gives himself an arts buff 10 to 20%, and then he also can increase the attack 10 to 20% of the party.
No, it's not even just he gives it to.
It's a lot of cute servers in Fate.
That third skill is all AoE. That third skill is all party.
Oh shit, that is party. Oh my god, that's even better.
Right? And the best part is the arts up is guaranteed.
Yeah, everything else is a 60% chance, but you will get the arts performance.
You will get the arts performance, and the first skill is a charisma. So you are getting a scaled multiplicative charisma with arts up, right?
And on top of that, he has that invisibility for 2 attacks or 3 turns.
Right? So, like, he has that, which is really strong, which is why I'm like, alright, I might consider putting him at, like, A+, because, like, that's 2 party-wide skills, on top of the fact that, that second skill being a targetable battery, right?
Really?
Targetable 20% battery, and it's increasing buff success rate. If you put that on himself, that increases it to an 80% chance.
Sounds like a skill that's useless, really.
The 3-turn 50% crit damage up and the 50% star rate. All of that lasting for 3 turns. And then you take into account that his Noble Phantasm is a AoE NP gauge down, AoE crit attack chance down, a 30% bare minimum party attack up for 3 turns, and a damage cut.
Fuck it. Shit, that's a lot. There's very little downs. I don't see a weak point here. Next, Saber. Let's talk about fucking Benienma. I want to say A to start.
I want to say A+.
I'm probably will move to A+, but I'm starting at A. I have her, and I have her reasonably leveled. She does a lot, and she is often overlooked because there's just so many good servants that came out this year. But Benienma, first of all, stat-wise is really good. Hit-wise, really good. Even though she only has 1 quick card, it's 6 hits and 3 hits on the arts. The fact that she's like pseudo-support in that she can increase party attack.
That's you hate to see it.
With the third skill. Yeah, you give the enemies HP, whatever, it's 1,000. They're gonna get their ass kicked. They're just gonna be gone real soon. You also reduce their defense, reduce their critical attack, and seal their MP, which would be super critical in turns where it'd be like, oh, I'm in challenge quest. All right, can't use MP.
Also, don't
oh, so he's a good support unit. Yeah, the supports is up there, of course.
There. So there's that. The fact that she has 5 passives cannot be ignored either.
Bring up the passives, not because she has 5 of them, but because of something that's actually really important, and the sole reason I was going to put her at A+. She can't be skilled.
Yeah, she cannot. Her skills cannot. There's a direct immunity to her skills being sealed.
So, like, it may not seem like a lot, but a lot of future fights have skill seal. A lot of really important boss fights have skill seal. So, like, she will guaranteed be able to always use her skills.
Yeah, see, AoE servers, they just... That's great. I was saying upwards of A to, like, EX.
Or evil, or both. She just does a shit ton of damage to you. Just like...
And that's not even taken into account. She already just does a shit ton of damage.
Yeah, on her own. I believe the fucking trees are chaotic evil. I believe. I gotta see that. Really
like,
fast.
don't forget that, like, she has like passively a 10% increase to her arts performance. Her third skill is a party-wide 20% attack up for 3 turns. She has a 40% 3-turn critical damage on her evade, right? Like you can feel like safe using that. You can feel safe using that solely for the crit damage up. Especially considering you can technically say that that's a 50% increase because of independent action A.
100%.
Like she has a lot going for her, and there's not a lot of downsides.
Yeah, no, the tree is not chaotic, but it's definitely evil. So she's slaying fucking trees. Might as well call her a lumberjack.
She's a fucking woodpecker.
I'll honestly will put her at A because even though she's limited, she does have multiple rate ups.
A+.
She's just good. A+. Sorry, I don't know. I misspoke. A+. Another A+ unit. Next, Saber. Lakshmi by A at least.
Yeah, I see why you say you can argue for A+.
Overshadowed, overlooked Saber.
Yeah, you can definitely, yeah, with all that, yeah.
She can do it.
Yeah.
She can do it. Like, pretty alright. All of her cards hit multiple times, which is a really good sign. Her skills are not bad.
Nope. Not at all.
Like, she has a nice survivability with her third skill and her first skill.
I love the fact that her third skill literally makes her other skills 100%. So she's self-sufficient in that. So like, yeah, no, if you don't have that up, then yeah, no, there's a 60% chance to increase party crit star generation, critical damage, what the fuck, healing regeneration, damage cup. Yeah, that's not that great, but literally you level up the last skill to 10, its success rate's 100%. It's gonna happen. So you just get if she had like an NP generation increase or a quick up that she gave herself, or like something else, she would be A+, I feel. Like she would be a lot better. She's really close. I just realized something. Her third skill, even though it has a demerit of debuff resistance by 20% for 3 turns, her Goddess Essence gives her a passive 20% debuff resistance. So it's negated. And on top of that, she has magic resistance, which gives her an additional debuff resistance of 20%. So like, holy shit. Okay. Passively, 40% debuff resist. So it's really hard to get a debuff on her.
Hold up.
Jeez. Okay.
And she was actually like...
Hold up, I'm gonna pause again. I know this might be my last pause of the video. Wait, I thought what I've seen for the servants from either the support server from you guys that I play with or my servants themselves only seem to have up to like 3 passive skills. You can get up to 5 passive skills, or is that only on certain servants? Because I've never seen a servant that had more than 2 to 3. 5? Depending upon on 5 passive skills, I would say A+. Just off the fact of that, just off the muscle of that. Yeah, okay, anyway, play.
That's why I would consider her the bare minimum for Sabers. Obviously think that there are other A tiers that are better than her, but like Lakshmi is the line you need to meet to be a good Saber, I feel.
Makes Lost Belt 4 a little harder for you guys, except for that Ginako's on banner 1 and she sucks. Next Saber, your boy, Jason of the Argonauts.
Easy A+.
Yeah, I say that's A+.
Already putting them there. Some
like,
people might.
He's probably like out of all Sabers the easiest A+ with the easiest argument for EX. It just comes down to like personal preference at that point. Right?
What the hit counts are like for our cards?
Since the moment he came out, he's been one of the best arts farmers. Bar none. He's one of the best arts farmers. For 7 months, he was touted as one of the best AoE arts farmers, just flat out. He has an incredibly strong kit. His Noble Phantasm is incredibly strong as well, and it snowballs really hard and incredibly easily. You have enough tools in the game that like it just makes the merits he does have a non sequitur. And then the pseudo like support he has to just make other units better by a lot is really strong as well.
And that list isn't small. It's a decent
like that list is actually like decently large. 12 units. the first bronze saber in the game, and he's easy A+. I would argue because of all this. Because of how easy it is for him to loop, being able to get
Just slaying trees.
on his
The tree slayer.
NP gives him a stackable arts. So, like, the more you loop, the more arts that you get.
Yeah, because the arts performer lasts for 3 turns on that MP.
So, like the
yeah, that's
more
what
you do
that
it,
based
the
off
more
that.
he
Just,
loops,
yeah,
the stronger and
10
easier
plus.
it gets to loop. He's incredibly self-sufficient. His pseudo support is incredibly strong. His base skills are incredibly strong. He's got really good stats.
You to put some put some effort into him now.
Like, the only like direction he has to go is up, right?
But that does require the investment. So
like if you I think that would be the only thing holding him back from EX, I guess, right? Like, you put some grails into him, put some foes into him, right? You invest in him, and he becomes one of the best units in the game.
But it requires that investment. I think that's where we have with Nero Bride, right off of rip, you get her, you're good. Like, you don't need to do anything else. You have it complete. Whereas with Jason, he is really good. He is complete. But if you're not willing to give him something so he can shine the best, like the grails and the foes, then he will fall down. Granted, you can say that about everyone here, but
it's easy. It's due to the fact that he's a 1-star. You know, his stat pool, like his HP stat pool, is actually really good.
Yeah, 11.
It's his attack. It's his attack stat pool, right? Like, there's both good things and bad things about him being a 1-star. The fact that he only costs 3, so like, team comp wise, you can, if you want him to be your main looper, you can afford to be a little pricey with the CEs and the units used to support him. It doesn't become an issue. Like, he's an easy A+.
For sure. Next, Saber! Let's talk about Saber Hokusai.
Another easy A+, in my opinion!
It's hard. I'm gonna put her at A for now, but I might raise it to A+. Let's talk about it, because Saber Hokusai, first of all, is a free 4-star Saber that you can get to MP5 just so long as you participate in the summer event that's happening this year. This year, and you're gonna want to participate in that anyway because it's a GP event. You're gonna get money out of this, so you are already incentivized. She's
really strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over the kits again.
Jason.
20% MP gauge with 20 bomb right off rip, 5-time cooldown, second skill. Increases that star absorption, and she has a guts for 1 time.
Yeah, I remember y'all telling me that Jason's a really good servant, even though he's a 1-star.
Increases her art performance for 3 turns, and his on self.
So when Hoku Saber crits, she gets a stacking crit damage buff.
Interesting.
Right. So think of it. And since the stacking buff lasts for 3 turns, you can essentially have 9 turns of crit damage on her. Because it's not limited to times, it's limited to the amount of turns that she can crit.
On top of that, her MP damage for 1 turn increase at the beginning of the turn
is a 30 to 70%.
She has a lot of multiplicative stackable buffs here between the MP damage, the normal damage, the arts damage, the crit damage for normal attacks.
Following that, she also hits 4 times on all of her cards. Her attack stat is actually kind of high. The fact that she has a pretty alright MP charge rate. Her HP pool isn't very low, so, like, you can be a little wild with her.
And the only rough thing about her skills is those 20 bells. Other than that, she's really easy. You can at least get her to
And the fact that you can honestly just get her to MP5, so you're gonna have that 15% single target, that 1500% single target damage on her.
Right off rip.
Like, right off rip.
Imagine her with Artoria. She gets even better.
She's dumb. And on top of that, if you look at her
Bronze Saber A+, that's crazy.
It's actually really good. Like, for the first time, we have, like, one of the rare occasions where her bond CE is really good.
Increases her own MP damage by 30%, and when defeated, increases MP damage for the party by 15%.
Pause. Hold up. Wait. So this is what y'all was talking about. Why Jason is like freaking broken, basically. 5 attacks on his Noah Phantasm. He's a 1-star, so he's easy to get. You can MP5 him easy. And then he's just a great farming unit. And what? I mean, I was telling you about he's a good farming unit and everything like that. I just didn't know the extent of what he all can do. Wow. And he's only a 1. I think he's a. Let me see something. Let me see an A+. Gold. Yeah, all are gold sabers. This is literally the only bronze saber. This dude's above other golds and stuff on this tier list. It's not about your rarity, I guess. It's more about just the quality in the product, I guess. All right, so play.
Like she has a really good bond CE and does her job incredibly well as a single target.
When defeated, I wonder if that counts for guts. Well, if that included when her guts proc.
I think I only got him like MP3 or MP4 right now.
I don't have a bond CE for her. Got JP. That requires testing. Still, no, I agree. And the fact that she's welfare makes this an easy A+. And after everything we talked about, if you had to roll for her, I'd be a little more hesitant. But you just get her for free. Just play the event. That's it. Do that. You have a very good arts saber servant, single target saber servant that will set you up for life. And combine that with Jason, like you can get some of the better servants without having to spend any coins. Now let's talk about why Saber Astolfo's a B. Next, Saber.
I would put that A. Why you gotta do Astolfo like that, man?
Because he's not as good as Okita. That's why.
Yeah, you ain't gotta put no work into it, but was saying that Jason gotta put that investment.
He is a fine unit, but he is Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory up in here.
He's a unit that really.
If you're not committed to him, then he's
like,
not
don't get me wrong, his
the
first skill
EX.
isn't bad at all. The fact that he can charge his MP from 10 to 20% over 3 turns and removes own debuffs. It's really good on a 5-turn cooldown. That's really good. That second skill.
His second skill is not the best.
The fact that his 3 evasion is 3 attacks in 3 turns, so either he gets burnt down the 1 turn, or he somehow can't be touched. But then
over
again,
the course of like 3 turns.
But if that's the case, are they attacking him that much? It's weird.
His third skill is his best skill.
But he only has 1 Buster card.
Yes, that sucks.
So that means you're only going to be able to take advantage of that at most 2 times.
That sucks, by the way. Like the fact that that's what happened. Yeah, no, that's
if
dumb.
that was quick, I would say he's A. If that was quick cards or arts cards.
My issue with him is that his overcharges a stacking quick buff, which is really nice. Yeah. Which can scale multiplicity.
The only saber I think I have on this list that I actually use consistently on stream.
The issue is he doesn't really loop very well.
Yeah, no,
right?
his MP charge rate is 0.52. He's not it's gonna take some work to get him to loop. Top of that, his quick cards don't hit.
Right, and the fact that like, while yes, he's a
I think right now I'm at 302 million.
Like,
I think
don't really
for the event.
The skills very well. Like him just being a Astolfo holds him back because that second skill is really hit or miss. And the fact that he has like a second skill that's almost dead, I was going to put him at A, right? I was going by our own stat, our own saying for B. The B class is people who feel like they're 1 buff away from being good.
And yeah, no,
I would put Astolfo at B.
That would be there. Anyway, next Saber, Dioscuri. Can we just say I love 1/2 of Dioscuri?
1/2 of Dioscuri is really cute.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was playing with her. I was like looking at it saying crit up. I remember that.
Every single regard, because that is the dumbest reason I've ever heard to be an Avenger.
I do say that first skill is really that's interesting. I love that. Like, alright, if it's a quick card, charge his own MP.
Right.
Arts. Gain critical stars. Like, that's pretty good.
So you primarily use arts and quick cards with her.
That's pretty nasty.
They don't have anything to buff the Buster card. The major gameplay issue I have is that, yes, they have a mana burst, a 3-turn mana burst that caps out at 20% for both quick and arts, but there's no, like, neutral outside of that, right? Like, they have a 1-turn their second party skill, attack. Their second skill is a 1-turn steroid. Obviously for the MP. Like, obviously for the MP. And the MP's really strong. Don't get me wrong. That's an 8-hit single target invincibility defense buff ignoring NP. That also reduces arts and quick resistance.
So right? 2 of the 3 card types, all of a sudden now you're a lot weaker too.
Like, Dioscuri's not bad. I just don't like them.
That's fair. In combination with the passives, they have almost every card type covered. They will just do damage. Solid A. I don't know if I want to say A+ though, but definitely good.
I wouldn't say A+.
But definitely good. Next, Saber! Talk about Tomoe.
And that's what y'all told me to say before after getting Gil. It's Castoria.
Very, very good. You're gonna,
solid A.
They're definitely getting better.
There's a really big issue with Tomoe though, and that's she can't reliably loot.
That's a shame too, because it looked like you would think, looking at her, that she'd be able to.
She can loot, but she can't reliably.
Wait, is that the summer? Is that the Pain Summer they're talking about? I think, right? The Pain Summer.
She has 1 turn arts up, and that sucks. Yes, but the issue is her MP. Her MP only hits 3 times.
Oh no, I see.
Right, and that's the issue that Muramasa has. Right, and it's why Jason still remains like one of the premier AoE arts farmers, right? Man. Because hit count matters the most when you're farming with arts. Hit count matters a lot, which is why Tomoe is very inconsistent, because she only hits 3 times, and because she doesn't have any skills that increase that NP generation rate, and instead it's...
Alright, so I'm gonna pause. It's probably the last time I pause. So basically the one Saber that I do use that's actually on this list right now, for the time being, she's an A+ servant. So I was seeing why y'all was saying to get her, because she's a very good servant in the long run. And then if I can get Castoria as well, she can even go more stupid than what she's already been doing. And I forgot when y'all said Castoria is going to be available. It's going to be sometime next year, I think. But yeah, that's pretty good. Wow. Yeah. Not much to really say. All right, play.
Have ability like pseudo stun, face card, crit damage. Like, she doesn't really have anything else to help with her NP. And then her NP does have an arts performance up, but it only lasts for 1 turn, so it can't help with the next turn.
I think we're sold on an A.
Yeah, she's not bad, but like the fact that her kit and her MP hold her back from like doing the job people want her to do. That a 1.
Okay, so they put him at a B. Okay, I was wondering.
I can't compare her to Jason.
Next, Saber.
You're gonna put him at A.
At the start.
You put him at
to start.
And so he's biased with Okita. Okita must be the number 1 wife. Really gotta be. I see why though.
He's strong, and I'm mad because he's not as strong as he could have been. His skill, once again, has the stupid fucking 3 attacks for 3 turns bullshit.
But that first skill. Arts and Buster, 3 turns, 10 to 20%, and you just get a 20 bomb on a 5-turn cooldown.
His second skill is like a really solid survivability with an evade and a 3-turn defense up. It's his 3rd skill that, like, it's good. It's really good, but it could have been great.
It's because of that 3 attacks for 3 turns. That's really...
Like, if they had taken... Like, I would have been more alright with it if they just let it be a 3-turn 30% attack up. I would be more alright with the 3 attacks for 3 turns, 100% crit damage. It's the fact that it's also the attack up.
Yeah, it's that multiplicative buff there. But will say it's still pretty good that you can at least reduce their arch resistance for 3 turns. Before MP, he has an arch
really strong.
But that's good. That's really good.
Like his stats are also really nice. He has a pretty alright charge rate, so he's not
But his buster
lacking in being able to get that back.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm good with putting him in an A+. Next, Saber! Wataname no Suna. New boy. New perma boy. New perma boy with the bowl cut. Stat-wise, really good, really strong. Skill-wise, also very good.
I really like the theming that they were going with him. Like, outside of the fact that like 200% of his extra damage is tied towards Oni enemies. Like, outside of that...
Well, yeah, and then the loop ability is nothing that goes to consideration a lot with this, too.
We don't fight a lot of Onis. But, like, outside of that, really nice that he has a sure hit. Really nice that he has a 3-turn 40% buster up. Really nice that he has something affecting his arts cards in terms of, like, star absorption. And it also is an NP generation increase, right? So he has 2 skills, his first and his second, that affect his buster and his arts star absorptions. And they affect them in the way that they should be, right? So, like, you want to draw cards to your buster cards, have a 50% crit damage up. You want to draw cards to your arts cards, have a 50% NP generation increase. Like, it is very, very good and plays into itself very well. Am I a fan of the first skill being 3 times for 3 turns? No, I never will be. But I'm okay with it because of the way that it plays out.
One half.
Plus, the critical star absorption for buster cards is always
It's 3 turns. It's for 3 turns.
It's just the crit damage that is also tied.
I like that his NP hits like single target 3 times, which is very nice because that's just more damage. He's just a character that shits damage. I feel like he's missing something to be A+.
Right.
You know, I feel like he's missing just that little bit. If his third skill was the ability to also mark a target as an Oni, easy A+.
Yeah, that'd be so good. Easy A at the very least. Next, Saber! Let's talk about apparently one of the newest female Sabers to wear a Virgin Killer sweater, Ibuki Doji.
I feel like she just, by the nature of like a 50 bomb battery on top of like being an AoE, she has to be A.
At the very least, bare minimum A.
Right, and she ignores invincibility, and she ignores defense, and she lowers buster resistance, and that's all on her MP.
And she increases her own buster performance.
Like, I'm not even looking at that. I'm just looking at like what her Noble Phantasm does on top of a 50% battery. Like,
I mean, but then you dig even deeper, and then you see even the passives add into 4 passives, but they're all fucking good.
4 passives that like are really nice. The fact that she has a unique goddess essence, right? Buff removal resistance instead of just debuff resistance. She has a 12% buster increase, 9% quick increase, which sucks, but whatever. Riding, whatever you're gonna do about it? It's a Saber skill. Her first skill is really nice. I still, again, hate 3 times for 3 turns. Her second skill is just really strong. It's just a really solid, strong second skill.
It's gonna be one Saber. It's gonna be D tier. That's hilarious.
And the 20 bomb. That's
right, so it's just really solid, and you can't go wrong with it. The third skill, also really strong, but can be a dead skill because it's half of the skill going to waste because of the undead damage increase. But like, who really cares because it's a 50% 3-turn crit damage increase?
That's insane. Like, even if you want to say, oh, I just want to seal this opponent's MP for a turn, you still have 2 other turns to use the other 2 parts of the buff if you wanted to use that. So while normally I don't like it when they split up the offensive style buff with a defensive
style,
but the fact they made one of them last longer, it's like, okay, now there's benefit. You're like, alright, seal their turns for now, and I still have 2 other turns where I can take advantage of this buff.
I have no problem having her at A, but if we want to move her up to A+, I wouldn't be too upset with it. I could understand why.
I don't know. Like, she's limited too, so far.
I'm more okay with accepting the A+ decision because of the fact that her NP will always do the maximum amount of damage because it ignores invuln and defense bar.
You have to take these 4 hits. AOE.
So basically,
You have
takes
to catch
longer.
these hands.
Yep, you gotta catch these tails.
With her.
Also, if you keep her in force form, you're weird. Next, Saber! Karna
Talk about catching these hands! Easy A+. Easy A+. Really easy A+. You know why? Because this motherfucker is comparable to Rider Kentucky.
He is. It's crazy. Like, Rider Kentucky's a year 1 welfare.
Me just saying comparable to Rider Kentucky makes me want to say EX.
Because Rider
Like,
Kentucky
just that
is EX.
sentence.
That's a
Because
spoiler.
Rider Kentucky is EX.
Alright, so let's dig into why he's like that. First of all, it says he's a welfare server. You're gonna get MP5 of him regardless, so long as you play the event. So already, like with Hokusai, you're gonna get MP5. So you're getting 2,000 damage. Like,
not only that, he hits 8 times and removes guts from the enemy.
yes, a single target.
While a little niche, that can come in handy, especially with specific boss fights against servants if they happen to have guts. He's a saber, so if you happen to fight any lancers or sabers or like cavalry class units that have guts, oh, that's no longer an issue. And because he does he shits damage, like it's a non-issue.
But what about that first skill with the 3 times 3 turns that you hate so much?
Again, it's also a 3-turn 50% crit damage up.
That is true. You're getting something out of it.
You're getting something like really good out of it. On top of the fact that, like, passively, he also gets a 12% buster crit damage increase.
That's insane to me. This is...
On top of the fact that he also has his second skill is a 500% star absorption for 1 turn, while also increasing the crit damage of his quick cards by 100%, on top of the 50% that he gets in the previous turn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seems good.
The reason why he's comparable to Rider Kentucky is Rider Kentucky can loop his Noble Phantasm very easily on top of having a 50 bomb. So you can throw him into the field with either a max limit broken K-scope or like a 50 charge CE, immediately charge your Noble Phantasm and just nuke that person. Because they both have the same overcharge. They both get a quick performance up that activates first and lasts for the rest of the turn. So the other 2 quick cards after that chain get that bonus. So Rider Kentucky can loop and go...
Damn, I'm getting hungry. We're recording this one.
Can crit and face roll your ass into the ground and does shit tons of damage. He shits damage. Martha taught this boy well.
That's so crazy to me. I'm so proud of Martha. I knew she was a good teacher. Next, Saber! Now we're down to the latest Saber. The one that you guys have been freaking out about since it's come out. We've heard
New Perma Boy.
Grand Saber, the best Saber of all time. Like the
Really
arch-looping god,
Really
Muramasa, that comes out 2021 or 2023 in an A.
He's not EX.
It's not. I agree.
He's not EX.
Really good.
I would say I feel confident and okay putting him at A+.
I agree with that as well.
Like, he's really strong.
Pushed.
But
he's pushed.
He's really pushed to be really strong. But he's really lacking with looping. So, like, farming and looping is, like, actually, like, not the easiest thing with him. Like, again, there's a reason why Jason is incredibly strong and why I keep saying Jason is better than Muramasa. I'm not talking on, like, a single target damage or, like, a neutral game damage. I'm talking what you use them for, which is farming.
And Jason is premier. Jason is premium. Muramasa, because he has the issue of Tomoe with 3 hits on his MP, you have to buff the ever-living shit out of him to overkill. He needs to overkill or he will not loot. Yes, he has the 50% battery. But the 50% battery is a caveat. It is the, oh shit, I didn't get the percentage I needed. I have to press this button.
But it's still there. And it also has the added benefit of going
that doesn't
beyond.
matter.
Yeah.
That the blaze buff doesn't matter.
In farming.
Right? Because I'm looking at him as a farming unit. I'm not looking at him as a single target
Obviously.
unit,
Even preaching at the whole video.
You do have to open up the field, and while he is a farming unit, you know there are going to be people using him for challenge quests.
Obviously, there are going to be people who want to use him for challenge quests. They'd be dumb, but there will be people who use him for challenge quests.
Removing the offensive buff could be a play.
It could be a play, but it would also lower your overall damage output because you're using an AoE when you would have been better off using a single target.
I get you.
Right? I'm not saying you can't do it.
Right.
But he is made to be AoE. To wave clear. And you would be making your job harder and working yourself harder to get a result that you would be easier obtained with a single target.
We'll say as well that, like Ibuki, he is going to get his damage through. You are not going to stop that.
Ibuki Doji.
Ibuki is a little bit easier because it's tied into her MP.
Because it's tied into the MP.
But if you do have it up for that one turn, not only is he ignoring the invincibility, he's increasing the damage against evasion and invincibility. So, like, if people try to turtle up, they're getting...
Is Nero Bride really going to be the only EX on his list?
Again, relies on the fact that you have that skill up. It is on a 6-turn cooldown.
It is on a 6-turn cooldown. That particular buff only lasts for one turn.
Well, crit generation and crit damage lasts for 3, but that you would only be able to do that for one turn.
You would only do that for one turn, so it would be a one-turn nuke. I'm not saying he's bad, and I'm not saying he can't do it, but your result would be a lot easier to obtain, especially considering yes, his first skill is a 50% boost to all 3 card types. But that doesn't make sense because he's a double buster, double arts. Why are you having a 50% on quick? Right? It would have been better if it was a going too deep into it. Sorry.
No, for me,
he's just a solid A.
I really hope y'all don't hear my stomach growling because I'm mad.
Because he's clearly fucking pushed as hell.
Best believe after this video I'm gonna eat me some.
Like, my favorites, like Okita, which year 1. And we can't even give her a regular attack up. We gotta give her, let's see, attack percentage for a certain amount of turns. Not even turns, just times. Whereas this boy increases all his card types for one turn 30 to 50% with crit star absorption, with 15 crit stars, on top of a weird-ass third skill that gives him 50% MP, and when he attacks, he gets a max of 10% MP for 3 turns. What the fuck? I'm mad. Why? Why are you giving this Shiro face all this shit? It just goes to show you, if your fate stay night, you're gonna get everything you want. Let's look at Kama. Let's look at Space Ishtar, and now Muramasa. God damn it, I'm mad.
I'm mad. Like, he's really pushed. But, like, he's not EX. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are mad with that. I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying he's not better than Jason in farming.
He's not. I would use Nero Bride.
It's still wild to me that Jason's the only bronze that's in A+. So he literally is by himself.
He's not EX.
That's how you know he's busted.
Not at least according to our list. So, yeah, that's the tier list. Did you like this video? Did you like our thoughts? Did you like the fact you can hear Tristan in a video? I gotta know. Go ahead and comment down below and let us know what your tier list for Sabers is. And once again, thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Once again, Go ahead, down in the description, download Opera GX, give it a shot. I guarantee you, you're gonna love it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to the tier list in the description, so that way you just click on that, and you fill it out yourself, and hey, head over to our Discord and show us your results. The link also in the description. You gotta check out the description by now, guys. But that's not all. We also have another one of these tier list videos, but for archers, coming up. So if you want to see that one, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell so you're notified when we upload it, because we got some more controversial opinions that you'll want to see. Until next time, my name is Musashi from the Academy of Heroes, and I'm sitting here with Tristan, and we're logging out. Bye-bye! Oh, they're gonna be so mad.
These tails. So crap ton of A+. Was it 13, 14 A+? Removes guts? To put on guts, yeah. I'm 100%. Dang. I wonder how hard it is to get a K-scope. I've never heard nobody say that though. He craps damage. I've never heard that. Is that A? Oh, A plus. Oh, so he can't loop. Okay. Like overall. Wait, he has to overkill to loop? Dang. Is that really a thing? Oh, that's not some fancy star music in the background. Double arch, double buster, but yeah, you're got 50% quick. It's weird. It's a weird choice. You face day night. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end it right there. Is it basically just talking about like just why Muramasa is good, why he's like up there but not better than Jason, stuff like that. So guys, with this being said, with what you guys have seen here, yeah, what do you guys think of the list? So basically, the one EX they got on the list, like up cut above everybody, above the rest from everybody is Nero Bride, and then basically everything else just falls into place right there. Jason's the only bronze that's A+. Muramasa, they say it's push, but yeah, it's not EX. Only got one lonely servant in the D tier, got a couple in C tier, then got B, A, etc. So what do you guys think of this list? FGO Saber tier list, servant tier list by Kadea Gurus. Believe his name is Miski, if I'm not mistaken. Miski. But yeah, this video has been going on almost for 2 hours. If that makes any sense. 2 hours. So yeah. Oh no, my bad. Musaki from Kadea Girls. Musaki, my bad. So it's like Miski, but Musaki. Gotcha. Anyway, like I say, like, subscribe on the build. The notification, make sure you click all, so you know how to make a future upload, guys. This is my longest video I've ever recorded. I don't know if I'm gonna put it all together in one sitting. I might just go ahead and do this. It's probably gonna make it better for the video. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe on the video. Bell notification, make sure you click all, so you can notify when I stream or when I upload a video. Yeah. So without further ado, guys, it's your boy INCOG. I'm out. Hiwa.